Business to be taken care of in Miami today. Nats can't wait to get home, but they need this one. They want to win the series 3 out of 4. They want to have a winning road trip. Yeah, guys, we're with you. And they want to get over the 500 mark and stay there, of course, the rest of the season. I think we're tired of this back and forth thing, so time to put some wins together. Last night, frustrating loss, and in games where not a lot of runs are being scored, little things mean a lot.
Yeah, and a win would have meant a lot last night. You gain a game on a couple of teams in front of you. Didn't happen. They battled in the 9th. They tied the game up, and in the bottom of the 10th, the Marlins really didn't do a whole lot to win this game. I mean, a checked up bunt right there by Sierra. He's flying down the line, so you get leadoff man on. Then the controversy happens with Spencer Kieboom and Rojas obstruction call. We'll get into that deeper as we go on. Not enough time right now. And now you got runners on first and second, nobody out. Brian Anderson just a little blooper to right field. Bases loaded, nobody out. Davey Martinez decides to go 5-man infield. He brings in Bryce Harper to play first base, and JT Realmuto on a perfectly placed blooper. I mean, you couldn't have thrown it out there any better with 2 outfielders. Just Lance Fair, and that's how that one ended. So you battled to get back into it. You had a chance to score more than 1 run in the 9th inning. Couldn't get that second one across. The Marlins win a big game 2-1.
Yeah, and I think without, as FP said, getting into too much detail about the play in front of home plate, when things are going well for you, those things don't decide ball games.
Yeah, you're right. And the call was missed. I think no call was the call. We'll break it down more as we move on in this game. But both guys were doing their jobs. Nothing should have been called.
I think the call on Daniel Murphy is base hits. He's starting to gather them, hitting up around 280 now. Another good ball game last night, and we're seeing that sweet stroke return.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing everything right. You can just tell by the way he's on his legs. I mean, nobody hits with their legs more than Daniel Murphy in his stance and the way he gets on them. And now the knee's feeling better. We're seeing the old Daniel Murphy. He's starting to collect hits all over the place. He's starting to drive the baseball, too, which is a sign to me that he's locking. And then the big knock last night to score Bryce Harper to get a run across. And a little emotion on the way to first. So check out the last 15 games. Daniel hits Murphy is definitely locking in.
Yeah, over 410, swinging the ball to all parts of the field, really, and that's the Murph we all know and love. Now, we got good news about Steven Strasburg yesterday, but it's going to be a while because he's still on the DL. So maybe the question is asked, who would you rather depend on behind Max other than Jeremy Hellickson, who goes today? He's been very dependable.
He has. I mean, he pitched well in Milwaukee. Gave up a home run last start, but other than that, he was dealing. So he'll go out there today, try to get a win into an off day, and then obviously the Mets coming to town, and the Nats going home.
We could talk about opponent's batting average first and second times around the order, but to me, the bottom line is he's made 14 starts, and the Nats are 9-5 in those starts. So he wins about 2 out of every 3 for his ball club. outside in Miami today, but we are comfortable and 76 degrees dry inside Marlins Park. Let's talk about some starting pitching. Starting Wednesday with Tanner Roark in Milwaukee. We hope he set a pretty good stage there for the rest of the guys. Tommy Milone, Max Scherzer, Gio, pretty good results since Tanner got that done on Wednesday.
Yeah, Tommy Malone's a wild card there. I thought he pitched real well on Thursday. Obviously, Tanner Roark was fantastic. The other two, very good. Max doing his thing. And Gio, the slowed down Gio, was very effective last night.
Here's another point about the 14 starts of Jeremy Hellickson. He's 4-1 with a 2.83 ERA this year. 10 of those starts have been away from Nationals Park, so he's been a pretty solid road warrior.
Yeah, the Marlins are a really good fastball hitting team, so this is a good matchup for Jeremy here today. The changeup is his best pitch by far. He got a 185 average against on that pitch, so they need a big one out of Hellickson to get here today. Get a win, go home, off day, and then take on the Mets.
Jose Urena has 21 career wins, none of those against the Nats. In 3 starts against Washington, 4.5 ERA, 0-2. He's actually made 6 other relief appearances against the Nationals, but they've hit him hard at times this year.
Yeah, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits his last start against the Braves. The Marlins lost that one 10-2. He only went 4 innings, so maybe a good day to get some hits if you're the Nats offense.
There are a whole bunch of bats in the lineup warming things up, and Trey Turner's one of those. 17 for 50. That's a .340 batting average over his last 10 games. 3 of his extra base hits have left the yard. He's driven in 14, scoring 10. Stole a couple of bags yesterday, looking like a true leadoff man. He's in there right behind Adam Eaton today. By PNC Bank, there's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. And by Ocean City, Maryland, there's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. We're going to miss the heat and the humidity when the guys come north, but probably more of the same waiting for us.
That was a great shot of the Anacostia and the beaches on it right there. That was beautiful.
Lovely day. Got to get a win today, come home over 500, then enjoy a long homestand. In the quest to do so, Juan Soto 8 for 24 on the trip to Milwaukee and Miami. 3 homers, a triple. He's driven in 5. Soto 387 his last 8 ball games overall. And the rookie in this series is 6 for 12. So Mark Reynolds at third base again. Spencer Keyboom gets the call behind the plate. Adam Eaton back in there right in front of Trey Turner. Here's Jose Urena, 27 years of age, 1-2 career, 9 games, 3 starts against the Nats.
Yeah, 21st start of the year for Urena. He's 0-8 with a 4.65 and 13 home starts this year. So Nats looking to take advantage of that number alone. Opponents hitting .262 against the fastball slider change combination. And here we go. Get a win into an off day and hit the ball all over and make these guys run. Dietrich, Sierra, Anderson in the outfield. Riddle, Rojas up the middle, Prado board the corners, and JT Real Muto behind the plate.
So Urania overall 2-10, making his 21st start. Davies Ball Club 3-3 road trip, 29-27 on the road, 500 in the division. It's 110 in South Florida. Adam Eaton is hacking right off the bus, and we're underway. In this series, one hit, but they've walked him 4 times.
Yeah, opponents with a .435 average against Urania on the first pitch, 20 for 46. That's why Eaton's swinging. Highest average in any count, so you might see a lot of first pitch hacking here today.
Adam has been aboard because he's taking lots of walks. 10 of his last 20 plate appearances. Going to reach out and hit one to the left side, cut off on a hop. Martin Prado back in there for the Marlins today. So here's Trey, surging on the trip, 7 for 17 here. Had a lot of at-bats, 4 walks, couple of bags he's driven in 4.
Well, that's the kind of guy the Nats have hit throughout the years. The 96s and 97s that come after you, challenge you with the heater. And maybe a nice change after Trevor Richards was throwing the nasty changeup last night.
Yeah, he was, for a young guy, masterful with the change last evening. That's in, says Mike Machlinski. 14th year in the big leagues. He has the plate today. Wearing out the fish. And that's a swing. Turner trying to get to it. Had to bend way down and could not. First strikeout, 2 down.
Yeah, borderline pitch, 3-2. Probably ended up low, but he had to commit, too close to take. 96-mile-an-hour heater for the second out.
Price on base 6 times in the series, 3 hits, 2 walks, hit by a pitch. And this one served off to the left. He's 2 for 6 career against Jose Urania.
Kind of weird seeing Bryce at first base last night, wasn't it? The bottom of the 10th. Been taking ground balls over there, took him in spring training, and then standing on the infield. And he hustled far down the line on that JT Realmuto pop-up. He was giving it everything he had, as Michael Taylor was too.
0-2 pitch. And he will hit a rocket down the right field line, and it just hooked enough to get a foot or 2 foul. Home run race, he's number 2. Nolan Arenado hit another one yesterday. He has 27. Bryce with Aguiar and Carpenter all sitting there with 25. RBI total again just out. of the top 10. StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Now you see why they're playing him where they do. He'll serve it the other way. Bryce running hard, should be able to beat it out, and he's in there. Third hit of the series going the other way.
Well, putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. Just missed a double down the right field line and slaps this to shortstop. The shift allowed Bryce to get an infield single, and there goes the no-hitter. Ichiro with a base hit here in the first. How about that swing? Putting the ball in play, hustling down the line. I love it.
And I like the fact he just got Matt Adams into the batter's box here. So Matt in the series, 3 for 6, couple of RBIs. Pinch hitting appearance last night. He was 3 for 5 with 2 batted in as a starter on Friday after not playing at all Thursday.
Pretty good numbers last 7 against the Fish, I'd say.
In the air to left, Derek Dietrich is on the way. So Harper will get the 2-out hit, and add Strand in. Jeremy Hellickson, 4-3 career against Miami, goes to work. The Miami Marlins, a young ball club that keeps raising its batting average every month. They're hitting .258 in July. Dietrich against Hellickson, 7 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs. He's the second most drilled batter in the National League, hit by 15 pitches. Only Brandon Nimmo of the Mets more. Real Muto, last night's walk-off RBI guy, third. Justin Bour back in their lineup, as is Martin Prado behind him. Hellickson, 13 career starts against Miami, 4-3.
And no decision last start, the 24th at Milwaukee. 3 runs on 7 hits over 5. Struck out 3 Brewers, walked 1 through 79 pitches last start. So fastball, cutter, curveball change. Opponents hit just 185 against Jeremy's changeup and 222 against his curve.
Dietrich overall at 282. Typical first pitch strike from Hellickson. 68 innings, 52 strikeouts, only 13 walks. As we mentioned earlier, 10 of his 14 starts away from Nationals Park. So get a good look at him. You'll see him at home on the next homestand. He'll actually get to pitch on South Capitol Street. That'll be good.
It's like seeing Sasquatch when he's wearing his white uniforms. Hard to find.
I like our chances better. Then he goes off speed and misses. 1-2. Jeremy career 73 and 70. It's his 211th start. And on the hands, Mark Reynolds at short, but he's the third baseman. 1 out.
There, the defense for the Nats. Soto, Harper, Eaton the outfield. Reynolds will play short. Turner will play second. Murph will play right field at times. Matt Adams will stay around first. And Spencer Keyboom has to stay behind the plate. He can't shift. Tried to last night and got in trouble, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Next up is the rookie Brian Anderson. Murphy shading up the middle. And that ball's hit right into the gap. Bryce Harper was a few steps over that way, so no trouble cutting it off. And the Marlins have their first base hit. That's hit number 116 for Anderson.
Pretty swing right here. Just fastball away, going with it. Watch him run to first. He can run a little bit. Long strider. How many times do you think he shaves a month? I don't think he could even grow a beard if he wanted to.
Brian Anderson turned 25 on May 19th.
He looks like he's 17.
A couple of Razorbacks in the ballpark today. Him and Matt Reynolds in the dugout for the Nats. So JT Realmuto in this series, 6 hits. He's driven in a couple, 2 walks, actually 2 doubles, and a walk. And in his last 14 games against the Washington Nationals, he's hitting .439. This one high in the air out to right center. Adam Eaton, 2 down. Good ballpark. You can challenge guys. Get outs in the air. Justin Bour is next. Bour, 5 career hits, 2 homers against Ellickson. Murphy about 20 feet out into right field. And a really nice get ahead curveball. Slowed down his bat. Good looking changeup. Ellickson not letting anybody make solid contact except for Anderson. Here's some solid contact, we hope, coming your way. Juan Soto, he's 6 for 12 this weekend.
last night was the Rojas bunt, Spencer Kieboom coming to get it. Kelvin Herrera trying to get it too. The call was obstruction, which by my understanding means if it's blatant and he knocks Rojas over, it's obstruction. He didn't. It could have been interference where if Rojas initiated the contact and all of a sudden, you know, Kieboom can't make the play. But I think what you're looking at here, and it's very blurry too, by the way, when a catcher and batter runner have contact, when the catchers feel the ball is generally no violation and nothing should be called. I think both guys were just doing their job, and that should have been the call. Runner on second, one out. It would have obviously been an out at first. But the way Tim Timmons explained it is that they thought Kelvin Herrera was going to field the ball. And if he was going to field it and Kieboom interfere with the runner, then it's obstruction.
And Tim Timmons also thought that there was a chance Rojas was going to be safe at first. Our replays indicate there's no way he could have been safe at first. Everything happened and the ball got down to first base pretty quickly. So a tough break. It gave the Marlins one extra out with which to work, but most importantly, because they never made an out in the inning eventually, one more base runner that led to the sacks being loaded with nobody out.
I just think Tim Timmons got caught up in Miguel Rojas is throwing his hands in the air and thought he had to call something.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Juan Soto. Top of the second underway. Soto 0 for 2 with a walk against Urania. And he'll keep the at bat alive. 314, 420. The batting average and the on base percentage of this young star. Pretty well hit to center, but you've got to hit it a ton to get near that wall out there. Sierra puts it away. More on last night from Davey's perspective, Dan.
Yeah, Bob, Davey Martinez was fired up when he talked with reporters after the game, and specifically because of his interaction with Tim Timmons. He said after he went out there to argue the play that Timmons told him that he was calling obstruction on the play. Davey said, okay, well, can you ask for help? Can you ask the crew chief, Angel Hernandez, or your other umpires? Timmons told him he was not going to do that, and then told Davey that he was done arguing about it. So Davey was upset about the initial call and then upset as well that Timmons didn't ask for help. And essentially, you know, a lot of fans might have been questioning why Davey didn't argue it more. He said there was nothing really I could do. Timmons said he wasn't going to argue anymore. There was nothing really left for me to say.
Tim Timmons, 19 years in the big leagues. He's at third base today. So Daniel Murphy, Mark Reynolds on deck, and then Kieboom next to his skipper. 1-1.
I mean, you could have thrown everything in the dugout on the field and said, this is obstruction.
And I mean, everything. There's old school that would have done that.
You want obstruction? Here's your obstruction. Cooler, helmets, bats, balls, just throw players out there, everything. Say, now we're obstructed.
That is foul. Funny how your thoughts go back to things you've seen in the past. As soon as you said that, 2 managers flashed into my head. Lou Piniella and Lloyd McClendon. I think Lloyd emptied the dugout for the Pirates one day.
I mean, it's just the way the game has evolved. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just how it is. You know, players don't want to break up double plays because they get in trouble. You can't crush a catcher anymore, so everybody slides, even though there's times to slide. And managers and umpires rarely argue anymore. It's just not part of the game.
Yeah, Bobby Cox's ejection record will hold up forever. Unless somebody takes a bat to a robot 50 years from now and gets kicked out numerous times. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Daniel Murphy, 19 for his last 46 in 15 games, hitting .413. Against Urania, looking for his first base hit, and now maybe his second walk. It's 3-2. We hear all the different syllables from Daniel down there. Sometimes when he makes contact, we hear the big exhale, but he'll take the walk right there. One on, one out. Now Mark Reynolds coming in, and we're going to report to you that Anthony Rendon is going to be remaining away from the Nationals for personal reasons. Matt Reynolds and the Nats have gotten some special clearance to keep Matt around for a few more days on the paternity leave of Rendon. It's a family medical leave, they're calling it, and we just hope everything's okay with the Rendons. Keep your thoughts with Anthony and his new young family, and we'll find out when you do, when he'll be back. So meanwhile, Mark Reynolds, a lot of playing time at third base. Matt Reynolds, more big league time after he was called up in Rendon's place prior to this series. Urania likes to pitch inside. Reynolds 1 for 9 in the series, but he's walked 5 times. Breaking ball low, 2-1. Phillies at Cincinnati behind Zach Eflin, no score. Braves at home, Sean Newcomb against the Dodgers, no score. Nats are 3.5 behind Atlanta, 6 back of Philadelphia. And a check swing. 2-2.
I mean, it's Pitbull bobblehead day. Do we go Pitbull songs between every pitch? Is that how we're going to do it?
I guess he didn't show up for the anthem, huh?
I don't think there's enough songs to do it between every pitch.
Fastball, great take by Reynolds. Another long count for Urania. 34 pitches with 1 out in the second inning.
Keeping the ball down.
2 walks in a row after the Soto fly ball. And a big spot for the number 8 hitter, Spencer Kieboom. Ellickson can handle the bat. He's on deck. Spencer 0 for 2 in this series. He's driven in 5 runs on 14 big league hits. Slow roller left side, cut off, Prado, and then the 5-4-3 turn by Miguel Rojas. Now the Nats have stranded 2.
good one. 90s night presented by Budweiser, Nats Park, August 2nd. That's Thursday. Bring your friends, wear your puffy shirts. White Fort Bronco will be there, 7:05 start. Reds in town. For tickets, log on to World Wide Web at nationals.com. Do the Macarena, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Macarena. Bryce Harper has a hit going the other way. Brian Anderson has a hit going the other way. And a look ahead brought to you by Wells Fargo. What you're looking at here is half of the remaining schedule, which includes today's game. Mets for 2, and on the homestand, Reds, Braves 4 each, then a trip to Chicago and St. Louis, and then back home. A lot of games against the East coming up. So that's half of what's remaining. The Nats are playing game number 105 today. Prado, Riddle, and Rojas, bottom of the second. Martin Prado back off the DL for 16 games, and he's hitting .310 over that time. After the hamstring that sidelined him, suffered against the Nats right here back in May. Jeremy Hellickson, first inning, 10 pitches, 8 strikes. Target up there from Keyboom. Everything went right except the hitter put it out of play. Martin Prado in this series 2 for 8 RBI. He and Hellickson know each other very well. 7 for 29, the career matchup. And that is some kind of off speed. Diving, darting, and strikeout number 1. Mercedes-Benz pitch count.
I just love the changeup in when it's right on right. As a hitter, you're thinking that's a heater all the way, right? The only time you're coming in is with the fastball. And in my opinion, pitchers don't throw the changeup in enough. Because as a hitter, I'm thinking, hey, that's a heater. No way that's off speed. And that's what Prado did. Way out in front of the 2-strike changeup in from Jeremy Hellickson. Pitch.
Yeah, great pitch. Here's JT Riddle, the shortstop. Nats in a modified shift with Turner up the middle. Reynolds toes to the grass at third. And even with that, he thought he could drop one near the line and get a base hit. So JT Riddle looking for his first knock of this series. Wow, 0 for 23 at home. Last year when he got called up, he started his major league career 2 for 21. Then he recovered and hit .250.
Oh, here comes a hit after that. Phew.
Can of corn if it doesn't hit a girder. We almost took the air out of the wheels of the truck on that one.
I thought for sure that was going to be a hit. 0 for 23 at home.
No better time to act than today. PNC make today the day. Luis Garcia, New York City guy, 18 years of age. And right now this season between Low A Hagerstown and High A Potomac. 290. A lot of extra base hits. Everybody talks about Robles and Soto, and here's a guy, number 3 prospect ranked in the Nats organization by MLB.com. Remember the name of Luis Garcia. Here's Miguel Rojas. Saved the game for them on a hard hit ball by Michael A. Taylor, ending the top of the 9th last night. Nats were a click, an inch, a whatever from taking the lead when he dove to his left and picked off that ground ball and threw out the speedy Michael A.
Also remember the name Garcia. You might be seeing it the next few days. You never know.
1 ball, 1 strike. And Victor Robles having a nice weekend. Just called up to AAA Syracuse. Recalled to Syracuse, where he started the season. Little flare out to center and not catchable. Miguel Rojas is going well, and those kind of things are falling in for him, as well as his other hitting. He's over .330 his last 34 games.
Murph ran to a spot right here, but it wasn't the right spot. Check it out. He's going to go get that ball, and then it's way over there. It's good effort by Daniel, but I think the ball might have faded back toward right center. Good hustle.
Magnuri's Sierra. One of the 3 players the Marlins obtained from St. Louis in the Marcell Ozuna deal. Ozuna, by the way, ended a long power drought by hitting a grand slam against the Cubs yesterday. Those 2 teams are the Sunday night game. Milwaukee has won 3 in a row, and they beat the Giants again yesterday. They're a half game back of the Cubs in the Central. There goes the runner, looked like a good jump, and then the base hit tucked right in behind Turner, who is heading for second base. Well done by the rookie, his 3rd big league hit. But now the pitcher's up.
Yeah, that was not a hit and run with the pitcher coming up. Rojas just a straight steal. He tipped it off. He was creeping out there. He knew he was going, and then Sierra takes advantage of the vacated shortstop hole. No need to panic. You got a guy coming up that's hitting .033. Get the 3rd out.
So Sierra's last 2 at bats, base hits, the bunt leading off the 10th last night. Ureña's an .093 career hitter with 2 RBIs. Broken bat, base hit. Sierra to 3rd. With that base hit, he's 2 for 31 this year.
Yeah, inside out swing. I don't know if the swing fooled Daniel Murphy, but he didn't move on this at all. Watch Daniel Murphy at the top of the screen. I don't know if he thought that was a pull swing. I don't know if he'd have had it either way, but maybe he didn't see it. He didn't move.
Seven, 8, and 9 hitters put singles together to take the lead. Derek Dietrich popped up to the left side first time up. One hop to Murphy. Miami 4 singles in 2 innings. Hellickson about to lead off. It's a tub of popcorn for your Sunday afternoon. Fish by 1.
Until the non-waiver trade deadline, and today is the Nationals' last game before that deadline comes. Davey Martinez talking earlier on today about how he wants his players to handle these next 48 hours going into the deadline. He says the important thing is to just try and avoid all of the distractions. Davey knows firsthand how tough a time of year this can be for players. He was traded 5 times in his playing career, but he said, let's focus on us. Let's focus on the here and now and go try and win every game that we can. Davey's saying, he tells his guys all the time, control the controllables. Worry about what you can do to help the team win today. So a lot of rumors swirling around, a lot of speculation about whether the Nationals could be buyers, they could stand pat, or maybe potentially become sellers. But Davey's saying, as a player, it's really important to try and put all that stuff out of your minds. Just go on a daily basis and try and focus on doing every single little thing you can to help your team win.
Well, it was hard when he played, but imagine being a player today with social media on top of it. So you hear rumors back in the day when Davey Martinez played, that's one thing, but now everybody's on Twitter and they're hearing all kinds of rumors, so it's even harder for the modern day player based on social media.
For those of you who don't know, the deadline is 4 p.m. Eastern Tuesday. I am glad they do that, because the deadline used to be like midnight and guys were getting traded during games and things like that, and it was a mess.
Well, Twitter's a positive thing, so just go on there, and there's nothing ever wrong on Twitter. It's super positive.
Yeah.
It's not that hard for these guys.
Anytime you want to feel better, just punch it up. Hellickson 2 for 23 this year. Tim Bogart does the splits to avoid that one. And he's 0 for 1 career against Jose Urena. He'll get jammed into a ground ball to the left side for Prado. First time around the order, the Nationals go 1 for 7 with 2 walks.
All right, Nats coming home tonight. Off day tomorrow. Then the Mets come into town July 31st, August 1st. We'll be there, celebrate U.S. Marine Corps Day at the ballpark on the 31st, and then take a lunch break on the 1st, noon start. Visit Nationals.com for tickets.
Tanner Roark, lefty Steven Matz Tuesday night. Wednesday's a 1:10 game with Tommy Malone and the Mets starter. His name is TBA. Hold on. Nats notes say 1:10. We're being told it's a 12:05 game on Tuesday. $12:05 Tuesday. Adam Eaton ground ball to third first time after he fouled off some pitches. Strike 3 call. Urania evidently enough tail on the fastball, and Eaton doesn't like it. That's his second strikeout. Nissan will check it.
I heard the word inside a couple times from Adam Eaton. And Nissan didn't think it was a strike. Eaton didn't think it was a strike. Mike Michlinski did. He'll go down and take a look at it on the video and see that it was inside.
Here's Trey. Oh! Wearing a fastball right in the back. That thing missed home plate by about 3 feet.
Yeah, that's just a sinker that got away. Trey didn't like it, didn't feel good. And watch Urania just kind of come walking off the mound toward Trey here. That's the 10th batter he's hit this year.
Trey hit for the 4th time.
Drilled 14 dudes last year.
I mentioned early he this afternoon has been pitching everybody inside. That one really got away. With a runner aboard, the Marlins don't shift as much on Bryce. That could change with 2 strikes. Great speed over there. Trey a couple yesterday, 24 on the year.
Oh, he was going.
Still 1 steal behind Starling Marte of the Pirates. No swing. 1-1.
Urania's trying to speed up his delivery because of Trey, and he's missing outside to Bryce. Trey is trying to time him right now. Maybe just a little too quick with Real Muto's arm to go. We'll see.
Real Muto, by the way, 9 for 28 caught stealing. And with the runner holding, ball 3.
National League steal leaders. There it is. Bob just talking about it.
So Bryce walked for the 83rd time this year. That's 1 ahead of Joey Votto.
So you remember this on May 25th, right? Right here at Marlins Park. Big city. The straightaway center. This is a tough one to hit a home run in center field. A low one to center, and he wants to do that again right here, right now. I totally remembered that, by the way.
Rendon had doubled, and that was in the top of the 6th inning. Nats eventually won the ball game 9-5. At the time, it was Matt's 12th of the year. He had 30 RBIs, and now he's got 16 and 43. Fly ball to left first time up. And you can really tell how they want to pitch him just by looking at the outfield. Look how far over Dietrich is. There's 120 feet of room between Anderson and the right field corner. And this one a mile high to the left side. Martin Prado. And the Nats are done in the 3rd. Having a tough time with Marlins pitching last night and today. Marlins. It is Hall of Fame weekend in baseball. It's always the last weekend of July. Chipper Jones, we saw enough of him to last us a lifetime. Trevor Hoffman, he of the amazing changeup. Vladimir Guerrero, 9-time All-Star, former Expo. Jack Morris, one of the greatest clutch performances in world history against the Atlanta Braves in Game 7. Jim Thome, all-time leader in walk-off homers, and I love it when guys like Alan Trammell make it to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. 20 years with the Tigers. All those years next to Lou Whitaker.
And Vladdy, second teammate of mine to go in the Hall. Congratulations, Vladimir. One of the best hitters I ever saw.
Who's the other?
Pedro Martinez, some guy.
Oh, yeah. And also, congratulations to the J.G. Taylor Spink Award for Outstanding Baseball Writing to Sheldon Acker, who has covered the Cleveland Indians for over 3 decades, and our friend Bob Costas winning the Ford Frick Award for Excellence in Broadcasting. One ball, one strike. Brian Anderson, base hit the other way, first time.
It's just a cool class all the way around. If you know those guys, Chipper is nice as it gets. Trevor Hoffman, as intimidating he was, you won't meet a better guy. And Jim Thome, maybe the nicest guy in that whole class. I mean, they don't make him like him anymore. Vladdy was a great teammate, played hard every day, hit pitches that we only dreamt about hitting. And I've told this story on the air before. He would grab a different bat every at-bat. He would pick one out of the rack, look at you on the bench if it had your name on it, and kind of just give you the, can I use it look? And yeah, go ahead. He's playing wiffle ball on a Sunday afternoon in his backyard in the big leagues, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know that he ever had a game plan, ever. He just went up and hit.
Now there's a hit batter. That appeared to be a changeup. Anderson hit for the 11th time this year.
This one did not even leave a mark, I don't think. Maybe like a rug burn mark.
Anderson aboard for JT Realmuto, who hit a fly ball to Adam Eaton first time up.
And I think I said this one on the air before, my senior ID in high school, I put Alan Trammell on it. He was my favorite player. I still have it. Oak Ridge High School class of '85. It has my picture, and on the laminated ID card it says Alan Trammell.
A great gentleman himself. That is a large Hall of Fame class and an unbelievably good one. One ball, one strike. Into the 2 o'clock hour here. First pitch was at 1:10. BCFP DK coming home tonight, day off tomorrow. We look forward to seeing all of you back at the ballpark this week and into next week. Mets, Reds, Braves. A resurgent Cincinnati ball club in the middle of that. 1-1. That's how the schedule works now. You open the season somewhere and then you don't see them till August. Jammed him. Taylor there. See Realmuto get the bat taken out of his hands like that very often. 1 out.
He was thinking about letting that bounce. Did you see him running and looking at Realmuto, who didn't run on that? He was thinking about fielding this on a hop and turning too. Check out how he goes after it. Just kind of taking a peek. He was thinking about it and then thought better, hey, it's too deep. I don't know if we can turn it, but.
Which you can do with 1 out.
Yes.
And one, or rather no outs and 1 man on. But when there are 2 men on, fewer than 2 outs, that's when the umpires say, nope, can't do that. No cheap double plays, and that's what the infield fly rule is all about. So here's Justin Bour. He hit a fly ball to Bryce Harper in center first time. Inside the Numbers presented by PNC. Make today the day. So if Jeremy gives up a home run or more, he's sporting a 5.83 ERA. If he keeps it in the yard, it's tough to string hits on him, and his ERA is 1.63. And obviously he's unbeaten when he doesn't give up the long ball. All year long he's given up 8 of those as he approaches 71 innings here. So into the shift, it's 0-2 with 1 out. So most of it towards second and up the middle for Justin Bour. A little surprising. We always consider him pretty much a pull hitter. Not that many right down the line right side. Out to center as Ellickson slowed down his bat. He got a lot of it, but not nearly enough, and Harper has it. 2 outs.
All right, Anthony Rendon bobblehead is presented by PNC Bank. First 25,000 fans to come and see the Nats and Reds on Friday, August 3rd. That's a 7:05 game. Remember that. Get to Anthony Rendon bobblehead. It's got the blue script Nationals jersey on it. It's cool looking. Get your tickets today at nationals.com.
Martin Prado struck out swinging first time.
Way better than the pit bull bobblehead.
I mean, I thought 37,000 would be here today after everything we heard about that bobble.
It's a tough one to get. We've been trying to round up a few for friends at home. We got him though. It's pretty good. I mean, you press it and he talks. It's very inspirational. It'll fire you up, Carp. It'll make you want to run through a brick wall.
First guy I think about when I'm looking for inspiration.
And if you do have a bobblehead, you should always make it about 20 or 30 pounds lighter than you really are. I think. Why not?
Reds have 3 runs. They lead the Phillies 3-0, 3rd inning. And the Braves have a couple. They lead the Dodgers 2-0, 2nd inning. Bottom line, no matter what those guys do, the Nats need this one today. Lost 2 out of 3 at Milwaukee, trying to make it a 4-3 trip with 3 out of 4 here. They've beaten the Marlins 8 of 10 this year, and in this ballpark 5 out of 6. Brian Anderson 2 for 6 stealing. Hellickson just floating that 78 in there low.
Struck him out on a changeup in last time. Tough guy to strike out.
This one hit a ton out to deep center. Harper after it, can't get it. Anderson scores. Prado still nursing that hamstring into second, but he hit one a long way to put them up 2-0.
So close to catching that. And then Bryce banged around the wall a couple of times out there after he made the effort. Prado geared up for that fastball in. And then watch Bryce after he reaches for it. Real close to catching it, and then kind of dives into the wall, twists his ankle after he jumped into the wall. Kind of a weird scenario after a pretty good effort. Right here he kind of jumps into the wall.
JT Riddle is next. First batter of the inning hit by a pitch, and he scores with 2 outs.
So watch the end here. Something with the right leg as he landed off the wall.
Riddle pop up to Adams first time. So it's like the next trip by Michael the Ball Boy. We'll have 3 baseballs with it.
I mean, it's 2-0 right now. And Jeremy Hellickson's not pitching bad. But you got a guy who's 0-8 at home on the mound. He's 2-10 on the year. The offense has to find a way to score some runs today. Sorry. I mean, this is a matchup that you're looking on paper saying, okay, you're going to score some runs. So maybe second time through or third time through, they'll figure it out.
And this one will get out of play. Yeah, long pause here and time given to the hitter. And Riddle took that one on the foot.
All right, Michael, 3 more. Let's go. A little shake.
Michael's busy.
Come on.
Here he comes.
Here comes Michael. Got the baseballs. There he is. Yeah, now get off the field. Let's go.
That was one-way hustle. Two balls, 2 strikes. And that was good off speed. Slowed down Riddle's bat. Murphy to first, and that's it. Hit batter and a double. So it's time to get the offense going. Soto, Murphy, and Reynolds, top 4 straight ahead. Baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Those are the real thing.
Pink ostriches.
And here's the real thing among rookies and teenagers. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons, league leaders. So single season ranks among teens since 1920. They have to have at least 150 plate appearances before they turn 20. Or they are too inexperienced to make that list. Soto fly ball to center first time. Hit it pretty well. Sent Sierra back. Not way back, and now it's 2-0 here in the 4th. First 3 innings, Urania 52 pitches, 31 strikes. And he gets a strike called there, 2-1.
Yeah, if you were a teen in 1920, you're 117 right now. In case you're wondering.
Three-two pitch. Soto takes the walk. That'll add to his .420 on base percentage. 39 walks to go with 45 strikeouts. The Nats have been given 4 free base runners. 3 walks and a hit batter. Murphy, first walk, 1 out, 2nd inning. Reynolds walked after him, then a double play ball took care of that inning.
Time for some loud noises. Here we go.
On the move is Soto, and Murphy fouls it behind him.
Oh, yes.
Nice effort.
Is that Michael? He almost flipped over the rail.
And his friend, the security guard, went down to retrieve the baseball.
Check it out. Good effort, Michael. Or Michael's twin brother. Hey, I like it.
Soto holding, and Murphy takes ball 2. Coming in there. Daniel Murphy knew it. Walked away as Michelinski was saying strike 3. Mercedes-Benz will give us a look.
This is nasty. Little run back at 96. Started it off the plate. Came back and got more than the corner. And Murph knew it. Good pitch. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. Yeah, Juan's trying to get a jump over there. He is definitely interested in stealing second.
Yeah, I thought he had a really good one when Murphy fouled that line drive off. Now it's 0-2 with 1 out. Mark has not bitten on 1 outside pitch in 2 ABs against Urania so far. With Soto on the move, a swing and a miss. And there was evidently some contact, hitter catcher there. They're going to send Juan Soto back to first base because they're going to say Reynolds was in Real Muto's way for the throw.
I think if he hit him with the backswing, it would have been a different story, but I think that was just batter's interference and the runner goes back. And Juan Soto had a great jump. Wow.
Now Don Mattingly out, probably asking about the runner not being out but being sent back to first.
I mean, if you turn it up, you can hear the explanation.
There's the Fios by Verizon Exmo. The 100% fiber optic network, 100% phenomenal. GetFios.com. Number 8 hitter Spencer Keyboom. First time up after 2 walks. Was hacking on the first pitch, hit a 5-4-3 double play ball. Oh, and 2.
If he determined that Reynolds hit him on the backswing, it's a dead ball right there. So if the runner's running, he's got to go back. The time is called immediately when there's contact between the two.
Urania had increased his strikeout rate and lowered his walk rate lately, but today it's 4-4. Soto running again, pitch up and in, and the call is out at second base. And if that holds, that's Real Muto's 10th runner of the year gunned down. Marlins are all leaving the field.
He looked out to me. I think they're going to hold play here, but everybody leaving the field. It was a great throw by Real Muto and just got Soto on the hand. The bottom of the 4th inning. Manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats and roster updates. RBI Baseball 18 is available right now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Jeremy Hellickson, 49 pitches, 37 strikes, and the 3 hitters who had consecutive hits in the 2nd inning is his assignment here in the 4th. Miguel Rojas, 3 for 9 in the series. And this one hit high in the air to left. Soto over. Magneuris Sierra. Well, the Nats have had their way with the fish this year. 8 out of 10, plus 33 on the runs. Both teams swinging the bat well. I mean, 273 and 297, monstrous by today's standards for teams. A lot of extra base hits. Runners in scoring position, pretty solid, especially the guys who've won the 8. But right now, since the explosions on Thursday and Friday, the Nationals have scored 1 run in the last 15 innings of this series. Thank you, says Matt Adams, right near the bag. 2 quick outs.
Kind of been a theme of the season. You have a couple good ones or 1 good one, and you try to build on it. Like we 10 hits, 9 runs, and let's do it again tonight. And maybe we've been spoiled over the years because we've seen him do just that. Have a big night offensively and then get hot as a team where you got 1 through 8 clicking and you get some momentum. You start reeling off some wins. You're getting good starting pitching the last 4 games. And it just seems like they've had trouble building on really, really good games this year and just kind of running with that.
Arena taking a healthy hack again. He busted his bat first time, hit one out to the right of Daniel Murphy. to drive in a run back in the second. His third big league RBI, his first of the year. Oh, 2. No way to reach that thing. And for Jeremy Hellickson, second K of the day, and a very quick fourth inning to get him and his teammates back in the dugout.
The top of the fifth, 2-0 Marlins. Bryce Harper's been on base twice. He's got a knock. Jose Ureña's been real good so far in this one with 72 pitches. Jeremy Hellickson giving up a couple of runs. It's time for those Geico highlights we're talking about. How did the Marlins score? Well, in the second inning, you're not thinking this. A guy with one knock all year hitting 0-33. Knock, RBI, 1-0, and then Martin Prado gets a hold of a fastball in with 2 strikes, just out of the reach of Bryce Harper, and Bryce goes flying into the turnbuckle. And that scored Brian Anderson all the way from first. 15 minutes can save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you can save. Somebody tweeted me this, so I'm stealing it from Twitter. They said, clarification on the rule. When the catcher is hitting the backswing, the ball is dead unless it's game 5 of the NLDS. That's a good one, so.
Yeah, and the ensuing throw goes into right field.
He hit him on the shin guard, right there. There was contact on the backswing, and maybe something on the throw. If it's on the throw and you make contact with the catcher, you're out as a hitter no matter what happens. So
Keyboom, Hellickson, and Eaton, top of the fifth.
And the theory behind that rule is that if you hit a catcher on a backswing, what if you conk him over the head and knock him out and the bases are loaded and he's laying there and everyone's just running around?
Dead ball. Yeah. Nationals have 1 hit. Well, the Nats, and this is National League, not Major League, so it's right down at the bottom of our league. The batting average, on base percentage, the production. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Keyboom jammed, stays alive.
And you feel like when Wilson Ramos was here, it was the opposite. He was known more for his offense than his defense. Some guys known more for their pitch calling skills or game calling skills, but those numbers don't lie.
Spencer's going to walk this one off. Still. And I remember something Jason Worth once told us. He said you can lose the feeling in your foot for a couple of minutes and it just takes forever for it to come back, and you got to be careful about getting back in there too soon. Ball came up on Riddle, who was already set up for a backhand pickup, and that's the first out, 5th inning.
50 play.
Hellickson next. Right center. Center fielder Sierra, 2 down. Let's go for a stroll, shall we? Next Sunday, Kaiser Permanente brings you Senior Stroll the Bases. And the fun thing about this, by request, grandchildren with special tickets can also join Graham and Granddad out there. Visit nationals.com, check it out, tickets info. A special ticket required for fans 60 and over and the little ones. Two and 0. Adam Eaton ground ball to third and then called out on strikes. When Urania got a fastball running back near the corner and ankle wrap there for Spencer Kibu. Eaton rocks one to the right side and Rojas picks it off. 5 innings in the book as far as the Nationals offense. Down 2. Home to face the New York Mets. Tanner Roark will meet the Mets and greet the Mets after a great outing at Milwaukee on Wednesday. Shutout for 8 innings, struck out 11, yes. And the lefty Steven Matz, who's 5 and 8 will go for New York. Tanner 7-3 career against the Mets, 20 games, 14 starts. Steven Matz in 7 starts, 1 for 3, 1 and 3 career against Washington. So we hope Tanner can build on that and keep it going. Jeremy Hellickson has to keep it going. 55 pitches, 43 strikes, through 4. Dietrich, Anderson, Real Muto, bottom 5. Ellickson, 4 innings against the Marlins on July 7th, that crazy 14-12 game. He got hit hard, but the Nats came back, got him off the hook, and won that crazy thing. Much better today.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the Montreal days, and on Sunday day games we used to thump teams, good teams too. And I don't know if it was because of the lack of atmosphere in Olympic Stadium, which this reminds me of a lot. I mean, it's a way nicer stadium. I'm talking about the atmosphere. There's just something about a day game in Montreal that we were used to the lack of atmosphere, and whoever we were playing weren't.
Usually coming off a Saturday night game.
I would love, yeah. And Saturday night in Montreal too didn't hurt.
Well, that was my next question about you guys.
Yeah, there was some blurry eyes on Sunday day games there, but I mean, it's kind of reminding me of it. I mean, it's lifeless in here right now, but I mean, you got to provide your own energy.
Strike 3 call. Dietrich gone.
And find a way to fire yourself up.
Nissan pitch cast.
Like a backdoor cutter from Jeremy right there. 86, good pitch.
Anderson on twice, a single, hit by a pitch, and scored on the Prado double 2 innings ago. Braves have picked up a couple more runs. 3rd inning at home, they lead the Dodgers 4-0. No change in Cincinnati. 6th inning, Reds 3, Phillies 0. Screamer by the end of the screen into the seats. Hope everybody's good.
Looks like they're all okay.
Ball 2.
Tripled up on the change. I'm set up for a high heater if he is confident in that pitch. We'll see. Base hit to right his first time up, and now everything in 3rd time through.
Yeah, changeup hit him in the 3rd. 2-2 pitch.
4th changeup in a row.
You see some funny contact against Jeremy Ellickson. That ball is rocked to the left of Trey Turner, and Anderson's on for the third time. JT Real Muto has hit every time today with somebody on ahead of him.
Pretty good at bat by Brian Anderson. Saw a bunch of changeups in a row. Finally got a fastball and squared it up for a second hit. If you're the Marlins and you're building for the future, and that's your leader right there, in an important position to develop young pitchers, would you trade him? I mean, what are you going to build around if you do? Obviously, you could get a handful of prospects that are probably pretty good, but he's controllable for the next, what, 3 years? And he's your guy. He's the leader in the clubhouse. He's not afraid to get in somebody's grill if they're not playing the right way. And besides the intangibles, he's pretty darn good. So would you trade him? I mean, what's the plan? What's your game plan as a franchise?
Yeah.
Would you trade him is my question.
Well, my initial answer is absolutely not. But you would have to get somebody's number 1 or number 2 prospect, and maybe a 1 and a 3 or a 1 and a 5, something like that. The asking price is going to be high for Real Muto. And we're getting down to the wire here, as Dan mentioned, 2 days away. He wanted out after all the deals that took place during the offseason that sent D. Gordon to Seattle, Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees, Marcell Ozuna to the Cardinals, and Christian Yelich to the Brewers.
He's controllable 2 more years after this one, so I was counting this year too.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Matt Grace is working. Pulls it shortstop hole. Turner off his glove. Everybody's safe. It'll be 2 on 1 out for Justin Bour.
Yeah, scored it a hit. It didn't look like Trey had any chance to get Real Muto at first going to the hole. And Anderson runs well at first, so scored correctly. Even if Mark Reynolds grabs that, I think everybody's safe. Good effort by Mark. Might have screened Trey off too with the dive. You never know.
Jeremy Hellickson has not allowed Bour to pull the ball. He's had him a couple of times with off-speed pitches, taking them in the air out to Bryce Harper in center.
Starting the third time through. Couple of ground ball knocks. Looking for one more ground ball right at someone.
Bour has hit into 8 double plays on the ground this year.
And numbers jump up third time.
Bohr unable to catch up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, when you see a fastball with a lot of plate at 90 and a hitter swing through it, that means they had some sort of off speed in the back of their head. Especially in a 1-1 count. He wasn't all in on the heater there.
Swing and a miss on 90 again. 2 Ks in the inning, 4 on the day. Martin Prado is next.
And so 1-1 fastball at 90. You see pitch number 3, and then another one with a lot of plate at 90 as well. Justin Bohr might have outthought himself right there. The advantage of throwing a lot of off speed and getting that in the back of a hitter's mind.
Prado, long double. Out to deep left center last time up. Gave him their 2nd run. Martin Prado now 8 for 31 career against Hellickson with 6 batted in.
That's close.
Wow. He got the call on the front door curveball for strike 1.
I'm not sure this was a ball, but I'm really not sure that was a ball.
Prado, foul ball called by Tim Timmons. Real close to the bag, not reviewable. And allowed 2nd strike.
Yeah, that might have been 2 runs right there with JT Realmuto on first. He was boogieing. That was going to get down the corner. Who knows? Break for the Nats that this is just foul.
Martin Prado, the experienced hitter, not biting on those away. So Anderson and Realmuto will get a head start here on the 3-2 2-out pitch. Prado, base hit right field. Anderson had a head start, scores easily. Realmuto to 3rd, and it's 3-0 Miami. This is the 2nd inning today where they put 3 singles on the board.
I think that's going to do it for Jeremy Hellickson. Here comes Davey Martinez. So 3-2 pitch, runners going, fastball away, right where Martin loves it. Pretty swing by Prado, and he had no chance anywhere except for to flip it into Matt Adams. So just like that, it's 3-0 Marlins.
8 hits in 4 2/3, and to the bullpen we go. Need expert printing? The UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing they can't solve. Matt Grace on the way. Miami by 3. Nothing. Matt Grace against JT Riddle to try to put out this threat in the 5th inning.
32nd appearance for Matt. 33 strikeouts versus just 9 walks. Opponents hitting .237 against the fastball slider change combination. Fastball 2-seam variety, sinking fastball, 91 miles an hour.
Runners at 1st and 3rd. Rio Muto 90 feet away. Prado on the right side. Riddle 0 for 2 today. And the breaking ball stayed inside. Nats bullpen's been busy but very good in the month of July. And this one popped over the 3rd base dugout. Murphy to his right, off his glove, and Miami gets another run.
You kind of see that one shaping up the way Murph was going for it. Going to the backhand side, trying to get the bottom of that big hop. It took a second short hop into his glove and just didn't stick. Hit him in the heel. Yeah, this one hasn't been a pretty one so far.
Daniel Murphy's 2nd error. Run unearned. Rojas the hitter. Ellickson still responsible for Prado at 2nd. And here comes another run home. Prado around 3rd. Riddle to 3rd. Into 2nd base with an RBI double. Miguel Rojas, and it's 5-0.
Davey was hoping this is the one you came out of the dugout like gangbusters and took a series. So far, it hasn't gone that way.
Magneuris Sierra, 1 for 2.
Hey, do you pitch to him here? You got the left-on-left matchup, but you also have the pitcher on deck.
And Sierra served one to the left side for a base hit first time today.
Base hit's gonna make it real hard.
That one skips in. Keyboom blocks.
Yeah, the thinking here is, hey, this guy's a free swinger. Don't give him anything to hit. Maybe he'll get himself out.
Tapper. Matt Gray shovels and to Adams. So the Marlins will pick up 3. 2 because of the error. And Trey Turner will try to get something going. Top 6 straight ahead. Trey's had a good series. 7 hits and 18 at bats. Been on base 12 times. Offense needed right now. In the 6th inning. Now the Nats are down by 5. They have 1 hit today, and that was Bryce Harper taking the ball the other way for an infield single back in the 1st inning. Having said that, 4 batters have walked, 1's been hit, and the Nats have stranded 4 batters. So Dan, what's shaking downstairs?
Well, Bob, as the Nationals came off the field after that half inning, Adam Eaton very vocal in the dugout, trying to fire up the troops, giving a bit of a message. I said the other day, Eaton acknowledged that he's taking on more of a vocal leadership role with this team, and he was very animated in the dugout, trying to get everybody going here before this half inning begins.
Well, it's getting late. 6th inning here. Turner, Harper, Adams. First pitch, and Trey lashes a foul ball. Nice pick by the ball guy down there. He has struck out and been hit by a pitch.
Adam trying to fire the troops up, some spark, some fire, something to change things up right now. He is just pacing like a tiger in a cage right now in that dugout. And that's what leaders do. Let's go.
Good job by Trey of laying off 3-1.
Finally stopped for a second. Hey, when you're ticked off, you can't sit down. It's impossible.
Left field for Dietrich. Bryce Harper's been on twice today with the aforementioned single and a walk in the third inning. Counts even, 1-1 on the foul tip.
Yeah, 5-run lead. I mean, he's been free and easy the whole game. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of fear in Jose Urena today. He's going right after hitters. And there's times when we've seen him with that 97 get a little fine. He's nibbling to a corner. He falls behind, challenge you with the fastball. Boom, you get him. But today, there is zero fear from the Marlins pitcher. He is going right after the Nats hitters.
One ball, two strikes. Still agitated. He gashed it the last time he hit Adam Eaton. That line drive caught by Rojas, sending the fifth. Swing and a miss, 2 down. Strikeout number 5 for Urena. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Yeah, fastball away to a pull swing. 96.
Next up is Matt Adams. Urena's had him hit it twice the other way. Fly ball left field, fly ball third baseman.
Season high 112, sitting at 92.
Counts even, 2-2 here in the 6th.
DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit by the Nats this year. Lexus, experience amazing.
They're going to call time. The Marlins are, as Prado goes over to the right side on a 2-strike count. Two and Matt Adams a comeback. 1 hit through 6, and the Nats are down by 5. It's all Miami. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Another inning for Matt Grace. Cameron Maben will be hitting for Jose Urena. That's the good news. He's out after 96 pitches. Maben 2 for 8 in the series with an RBI and a walk and a fly ball. Harper 1 out. And we leave Urena on the box score because he got that first base hit to drive in a run back in the 2nd after Rojas and Sierra had singled. Prado RBI doubled in the 3rd, and then things got a little rough in the 5th when the Marlins scored 3 and 2 of those were unearned. Five strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit in 6 scoreless innings for the 27-year-old right-hander Jose Urena. There's left-hander Adam Conley. He's got Soto, Murphy, and Reynolds ahead. Matt Adams had to lay back a little bit. Ball hit the lip of the grass and stayed down. No problem. Grace covering 2 quick outs.
All right, the Peanuts are back at Woodbridge to celebrate the Sandlot on Saturday, August 4th with the bobblehead giveaway. The character Squints from the Sandlot. Chauncey Leopardi. Everybody loves a party. Autographs are free. Sandlot jerseys. It's going to be a great time at the ballpark. I mean, it's no Pitbull bobblehead, but it'll have to do. By the way, Pitbull has no hits in him. None. Well, 1 infield single. Thought for sure there'd be a party here today.
Brian Anderson's had a good day, and he gashes one right at Eaton. And Matt Grace gets one of the quickest innings you'll ever see. Facing Conley, it'll be Soto, it'll be Murphy, it'll be Reynolds. Top 7 straight ahead.
For baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile, and Jose Urena was real good here today. 6 shutouts, struck out 5 Nats, gave up just an infield single, 5 free base runners, however, 4 walks and a hit by pitch. And the Nats were looking for a big knock when they had a chance in the 2nd and in the 3rd. Haven't got it yet. Now they'll try their luck against Adam Conley.
He came on with 2/3 of an inning, scoreless yesterday with a walk. Took over for the starter Trevor Richards, who shut out the Nationals for 6. So trying to duplicate that sort of thing today. His ERA would be in the mid to low 2s had he not faced the Nats a whole lot this year. They've had their way with him, but he had a bit of a bounce back yesterday. He got Soto on a ground ball, Murphy on a grounder yesterday, and then he walked Reynolds and was removed in a 1-0 game at that time.
He had 12 games against the Nats in his career. 7 starts out of those 12. He's 2-7 with an 8.12. So he does not like pitching against the Nats, and now Cameron Maven moves into left field.
And stays in after pinch hitting. Derek Dietrich double switched out of the game. Soto walked last time up. Yeah, here we are in the 7th inning. Guys in the middle of the order only getting their 3rd at bats.
Well, Juan's due. He hasn't had a hit in a whole at bat. A walk and a fly out today. He's due.
Chopper right side. Rojas for the first out. Matt Grace has done some decent relief work today. It looks like Justin Miller is next. Daniel Murphy, a walk and a strikeout.
Yeah, there's the numbers I was talking about.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
A different story for Conley here today with a 5-run lead. It feel like whenever it's been a tight situation against the Nationals is when he kind of gets tight and starts walking guys. Got a nice cushion today, little breathing room.
Working quickly, and he gets Murphy to fly to left center. Maben just in, 2 outs.
All right, Nats Pass. You can attend Nats games whenever you want for $65 for the whole month. So August right around the corner. Mets, Reds, Braves, Marlins, Phillies, Brewers. So it's available exclusively through MLB Ballpark app. So download that today and start enjoying unlimited Nats baseball. Been a head scratcher so far.
Reynolds a walk and a strikeout.
Somebody's asking me about hats and when guys get new hats. They saw Max's hat all sweaty on the bench last night. You see Adam Conley's got some miles on it. You can get a new hat whenever you want, but players are superstitious. And if you got one that's working, you keep it all year. And some guys go coast to coast. From opening day to the end, and I'm telling you what, I used to do that, and it gets funky in September. It does.
Good word.
You take your hat out of your locker and you smell it, and it just smells like a shoe.
I know the EPA used to look at Craig Biggio's helmet every year.
Yeah, he used to put pine tar on it.
Then other stuff would stick to it.
But I hate the look of a new hat. I loved when they were all broken in and sweaty and dirty. It just looked like, it looks like baseball. You're a pretty boy if you get a new hat every month, I think.
Swing and a miss. 7th inning over. The Nats stymied by the Miami pitching staff today. 5-0 mid-7th. Broadcast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Wow.
I mean, it's all free. The toppings are free. Put as much as you want on.
Bring your own basket.
What is it? Chicken wings and what is it, nachos with sauerkraut? All right, easy transition here. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
So the Nats will go with Justin Miller, third pitcher of the day, 28th appearance. Still numbers very good. 207 opponent's batting average. And in 31 innings, 42 strikeouts.
Fastball, slider. Fastball mid-90s, slider upper 80s.
In a Hold'em situation with Real Muto leading off bottom 7. His base hit last inning between Reynolds and Turner really set up that inning after Anderson singled. Crossfire breaking ball. Wow. This should be out of play.
I mean, you hear about Adam on the bench trying to fire up the ball club. And there's been a lot of day games where this team has played flat. I mean, you have to be honest. And you wonder, as the trade deadline approaches, if, you know, one guy would make a difference with this ball club, and, you know, a leadership kind of guy, a fiery kind of guy that would spark a team the last couple of months. Because you could talk about they need this, they need that. You know, Mike Rizzo's ball clubs have always been known to fight you, and they come out and play hard every single day. So do they need another guy like Adam Eaton to maybe instill that, to where you do that every single day? And who would that be?
Yeah. 0-2. Right below us.
Oh, that guy wasn't even looking. He almost wore it right in the neck.
Real Muto with a shot to left. Soto back to grab it. First out, 7th inning. Bohr and Prado the next two. There's Brad Ziegler, the right-hander. Nats will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the 8th. Nats have taken care of the leadoff guy, or pardon me, the cleanup guy so far today. 2 fly balls and a strikeout. Ellickson close to being out of that 5th inning when he struck out Bohr for the 2nd out, but Martin Prado with 2 outs drove in his 60th career run against the Nats. They went on to score 2 more, thus the big difference in the score.
Shorten up there with 2.
He got jammed into a pop-up. Mark Reynolds alone left side. 2 outs.
Yeah, I don't even look at Prado's average. Ever. Because he's a bona fide Nat killer. Whether he was a Brave or a Marlin, wherever he plays. Might be the captain of that team too, by the way. I'm trying to think of other guys. Freddie Freeman? Yeah, he's the captain.
He's healthy again after the hamstring. Batting over .320 since he's come back. Might someone be interested in him between now and Tuesday? He's going to pull that breaking ball to the left side. Reynolds has it. So a quick inning for Justin Miller. To the 8th, bottom of the order. Nats are down to 6 outs. Brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local, independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. Nats have been shut out through 7 on 1 hit. And right now, the Nats are getting around 20 innings or more without scoring here, with 1 run lately. So there's the start of the homestand. Day off tomorrow. Night game Mets, Roark and Mats on Tuesday. The noon game on Wednesday. Then the Reds are in for 4. You're seeing the first 3 of those. Nets Extra, 30 minutes before and after every game. Here's the sidewinder, Brad Ziegler. Tight ball game yesterday. He came on in the 7th inning after Conley walked Reynolds and got Michael A. Taylor on a ground ball. So he had one of those one-pitch appearances. Miguel Rojas has moved to first base. Justin Boersman double switched out of the game, and Yadiel Rivera is at second. Keyboom gone. 1 out. Wilmer Defoe to pinch hit. Wilmer Defoe in the series 0 for 1. And for the bottom of the 8th, Sammy Solis. That ball diving down and away from Wilmer Defoe. 2 outs. Nissan pitch cast.
I mean, you think about it right now. If the Marlins were playing Bryce Harper straight up, they'd have a no-hitter going. I mean, he hit a ground ball to short.
Right.
And Riddle was playing him up the middle. He had to go to the backhand, couldn't make the play, and that's the only hit of the game.
Adam Eaton, a grounder, a strikeout, and a hard line drive caught 0 for 3 today. And Ziegler with that frisbee had him way out ahead. Outside, 2-2.
That's where you're thinking left field with 2 strikes. Sidearm guys throwing it right to your barrel the other way. It might be going changeup here, though.
Adam Eaton to center. Sierra cruising for it. That's 14 batters in a row retired by Miami pitching as we go bottom 8th. Sammy Solis has to put a 0 on the board here. 45th ball game. Been busy in this series. Sammy a scoreless ninth on Friday night. And back in there today, facing Riddle, Rojas, and Sierra.
A fastball for Sammy averaging 94 miles an hour on the season.
Nothing has changed on scoreboards elsewhere. Bottom of the 8th, Reds at home leading the Phillies 4-0. Top 7, Dodgers at Atlanta trailing the Braves 4-0.
Yeah, no hitter going there.
And Sean Newcomb a no-no so far.
Got the red no hitter alert going from Atlanta.
Down to second base. Daniel Murphy, rough right for JT Riddle, now 0 for 27 here at Marlins Park. They're going to look to Drew Steckenrider for the final 3 outs. Sean Newcomb has taken his no-hitter in Atlanta through 7 innings. 1 walk keeping him from being perfect so far. And I'm showing him with 100 pitches, 58 strikes through 7. Rojas has had a good day, a base hit and an RBI double, a run scored. In the air, short center. Murphy out, Harper in. Rice cruising to it, 2 outs. Magnuri's Sierra 1 for 3 today. Base hit to left, couple of grounders on the infield. He swung at a ball that bounced out there.
He did.
That's it. Sammy Solis caps off a solid relief effort by Grace Miller and Sammy. So it's Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Matt Adams, and it'll be a whole bunch of guys behind him as well.
All right, 3 outs left to play with. See what they can put together here in the top of the 9th. 5-0 Marlins. Juan Soto with a walk on the day. Martin Prado, couple of base hits. Jose Urena was real good through 6 innings. It's time for your 4th drive of the game, and it's Bryce's hit. That's it. A squibber to short that Riddle had to go a long ways toward third base, threw across his body. So there goes the no-hitter. The only hit of the day, Bryce Harper. Heard of your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Drew Steckenrider, 51st game. Ziegler appeared in his 53rd a moment ago. So the Marlins have 2 of the 5 busiest pitchers out of the bullpen in the National League. Ziegler's 53, the most by any reliever. Trey 0 for 2, hit by a pitch today. And a bouncer to short, JT Riddle. Power matchup here.
A lot of concerned looks in that first base dugout.
After Friday night's game, the Nats had won 3 in a row. It was a 3-2 trip. Max did his part a couple of nights ago. Adam Eaton trying to exhort the boys on today. Two balls, 1 strike. Bryce Harper on for the 3rd time today, a single and 2 walks.
Good at bat.
Here's Matt Adams, who's a rare 0 for 3. Adams with a great stroke the other way. Now the Nats need 2 more base runners to get that you-know-what tying thing into the batter's box.
Hey, good at bat. Throw a line drive out there, load them up, see what happens, and then go from there. Turn a 0 for 3 into a 1 for 4. It's a good day.
Soto 0 for 2 with a walk. Real Muto out for a visit with Steckenrider.
I don't think Don Mattingly wants to get Bearclaw up, so.
Yeah, their bullpen got knocked around for a couple of nights here. Used 5 relievers last night, including a Rule 5 guy, Brett Graves, to close out the game. Ended up getting the win on the walk-off, and he's using his 3rd reliever today. 1-1. Way inside, and the ball skipped into Real Muto's mitt. If Soto would reach, the tying run would go to the on-deck circle behind Daniel Murphy. Just looking, Bearclaw had to throw 27 pitches yesterday. 3-1.
Do you take or do you swing here? Trying to load the bases up against Matthew McConaughey.
With a cookie, let it loose maybe, but make sure you got to keyhole it, right?
I say fill it up, but it also hit one of the seats, so tried to. He's got a little Will Clark in his after swing, by the way. Remember how Will used to kind of bow up after he'd foul a ball off? I see some Will Clark and Juan Soto after the swing. Will Clark would tug at his shirt sleeves, pull him up, and kind of bow up toward the pitcher like Juan does when he fouls the ball off.
Target away, 3-2. Swing and a miss.
Strike? Yeah.
Now Daniel Murphy, the Nats' final hope, with Reynolds on deck.
Probably not stealing.
Crowd of 12,012, and Murph stays alive on the check swing. Way inside, almost got him on the back foot. 3-2, or rather 2-2 now. I'm sorry, first ball, it's 1-2. Murphy, a line drive and right to the second baseman. The Nats shut out on 2 hits by the Miami pitching staff today. Marlins gain a split in the 4-game series, and the Nats will come home 52-53.